everybody. Thank you for tuning in to Heavenly Sent People. As you guys know, I provide a platform for youth that are doing some amazing, extraordinary, whatever it is that they're doing. I want to bring them on and show them to you guys in hopes that we can encourage somebody else to do some great things or whatever it may be. So, without further ado, we have two youth that I think are amazing based on what their parents projected them to be on Facebook. We have Serenity here in the middle, and I think she just turned 16, correct?
Yes.
Correct. And then we have Jeff on the end. I don't know how old Jeff is because he didn't tell me.
I'm 19.
He's 19. Okay, that's good enough. So, without further ado, we're going to jump right in it and let you guys hear about the amazing trials, tribulations, or whatever it is they got going on. So, of course, ladies are first. So, Serenity, we are going to start with you. Tell us who you are, what school you go to, how old you are, all that good stuff.
My name's Serenity. I just turned 16, January 25th. I go to More Than West High School, and I'm a dancer.
So, Serenity earlier was telling me that her mom posted that she had all A's, and I thought that was awesome because youth her age either got one, statistically, like Jeff said, said Jeff.
Statistically?
What they said. That youth, 16-year-olds usually have 2 kids, 3 kids, or whatever, are not even thinking about school. Y'all know it, smoking, drinking, and all of those crazy stuff. So that's good, and I encourage you to keep it up. And Serenity said, I have to have good grades because I'm spoiled. That she is. So we'll let Serenity tell us about that spoil. And I hope that my son is watching because that little guy, he's spoiled too. And I just hope he listening so he can see that in order to keep getting this stuff, you got to do the right thing. It ain't hard. So, Serenity, tell us about what you just told me earlier. Why is it that it's important for you to get good grades? Outside of you being spoiled, why is it important for you to have good grades?
One, I got younger siblings that be looking up to me and they be watching me to be an example. And I'm very spoiled by my mama and my stepdaddy. So I got to make it up to them. Because whenever I ask my mama, I be like, what you want? I'm finna get you something. She be like, I just want you to make it out. I want you to make a way for yourself. I don't want you to be homeless.
That's great. And so, as I try to tell other people or youth, in order for you to be great, you have to apply yourself. And it's good that you said that your mom gives you things based on your grades. I always say you have to reward good behavior. You don't just buy kids stuff because just to have it because they want it. And so even with my son, I reward good behavior. He do good things, I buy him good things. And so any event that he decides that he don't want to do good, guess what? Some of that stuff that he enjoys, it's over with. So what grade are you in, Serenity?
10th. I'm a sophomore.
You're a sophomore. What school you go to?
More Than West.
So I seen your birthday. Your mom went above. She went above, and it was so nice. I'm sitting there like, man, here it is. I'm 21 years old, and I haven't had a birthday party. I said 21. Here it is. I'm 21, and I haven't had a party as such. It was really nice. And I was telling you outside, I know you're not going to come in and be shy because I seen you dancing on that video. Mm-hmm. You was turned up. You was like, I seen it. So, you said Morton High School, right?
Yes.
So, where's that? South side, west side, north side, east side?
In Berwyn.
In Berwyn.
Yes.
So, how do you like it?
I don't like that school, but it's tolerable.
Why don't you like it?
I'm not a people person. You can ask my mom. I'm a very mean kid. I don't like being around people, but I can stay to myself and mind my business, so.
So you introverted, it sounds like. No,
yeah.
Nope. Yeah, introverted, so am I. But you have to socialize with people.
I socialize with people, but I got my own way of making friends. Some kids too messy in there. They're not my type of group.
So you say you on a cheerleading team, correct?
I'm not on the cheerleading team. I'm on a dance team, but it's outside of school.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, how's that working out for you?
It's doing good.
Okay, so that explains, your dance moves on the video, right? Got it. Okay. Next, we're going to go to Jeff. Jeff, tell us about you. Who are you? Who is Jeff? Where you come from? What school you go to? What programs you're involved in? Tell us all that good stuff about you.
Sure. So my name is Jeffrey. I am currently, I'm 19. I'm currently a freshman at UIC, so I'm a college student right now. I'm in my 3rd week now for this week, so I'm in my 3rd week of college, and I am a political science major for now, before I switch it up like 2 or 3 more times.
Political science major, wow. Yeah. Interesting.
A little bit about what I've done in the past, so, elephant in the room, I'm wearing a uniform right now, so I'm currently in the Illinois Army National Guard, and my job is a 13 Bravo, otherwise known as a cannon crew member. So I work with really big cannons. They're about like a couple $1 million a piece.
Really?
Yeah, and the unit that I'm at right now is in Hyde Park, so it's about like Cottage Grove and 53rd. But that's my part-time job. I'm also working at another job soon to be at Phoenix Military Academy, which is my alma mater for high school.
I have a cousin who went there.
Yeah, so it's, I mean, I love it. I found my high school experience to be a little bit more comfortable. I think that me being Asian also kind of helped alleviate that uncomfortableness. I think there was, because I was the only Asian at that time
Oh, wow.
at my school.
What high school was that?
Phoenix Military
Oh, you
Academy.
did say
Yep.
it. Okay.
So it's in
You
East
said the
Garfield
only
Park.
Asian?
Yeah. So there was one before me. He never finished, but I showed up freshman
Good for you.
year.
Good for you.
Yeah, I was definitely a little uncomfortable at first, and then I got in the groove. I made some amazing friends,
Good for
and
you.
really pushed me forward. And then from then on, started doing recruiting, helping out my teachers outside of school. So going to elementary schools and working and trying to get other students to come to our school. Ended up diversifying the school now, so there's about a good diverse population from what it was before, because it was majority Hispanic and African American. So now it's we got a mix of Ukrainian, we got a mix of Asian. It's amazing what the school's doing right now.
Did you catch that revelation? No? Did y'all catch that revelation? So he said that he was the only Asian in the class, correct? And so for me,
In the
it's
school.
In the school. So for me, it's okay for you to stand out and still be successful despite what things look like, or despite what you're surrounded by. So that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
So you say you go to school. I'm sorry, you're in college, and you also have a part-time job with the cannons, correct?
Yes, and then the CPS one that I'm soon to be going into for my school, part-time work in recruiting, helping out everyone in the school, and just making sure the school's running fine.
Interesting. Serenity, did you tell us what you wanted to do outside of 12th grade? It's been so long.
I don't know. My mom been asking me that for a minute. I've been trying to figure out.
What, you gonna wait for Christmas?
I think I want to know about my junior year. My mom said she wanted me to take one of them tests where, like, you know how to ask you, like, what you want to do, what you want to do at first, stuff like that. 'Cause
So you
I
don't have a
honestly
clue?
Don't know.
Really? So
don't.
there's nothing that you could think of that you like that you would want to go to school for?
I wanted to be a veterinarian,
Really?
Ooh, nice.
but
Make a lot of money.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
like blood. But I might still want to do it, but
So how about go volunteer at one of those places and see if you like it? Cause see me, I volunteer some of every single place.
yeah.
Whatever I think I want to do, I'm like, okay, let me go volunteer. No, that ain't for me. That ain't for me. Like I wanted to do sewing so bad, but then when I got to the sewing class, I realized that you need patience for sewing. I don't have patience, so
Me neither.
they like you got to put your machine on slow. And me, I'm like, I'm putting mine on fast, so my pattern all over the place. So I'm like, you know what? I'm glad I didn't invest in any money in that. So yeah, so if you want to do something, try volunteering,
I think
and then
that's what I'm gonna do.
that'll tell the story. Cause see, even before I remember, I wanted to be a mortician. I don't know, I just wanted to do. And so I went and volunteered at this morgue, and when I seen them pull out this needle this long and stick it in this lady's lip, she was an older lady. They said she never smiled, so they wanted her to smile in the coffin. And so when they did that, I was like, you know what, I'm done. And needless to say, I didn't continue with that. So, but think about it. Had I invested all that money and went to school and then realized that wasn't for me, then I'd be sitting there looking crazy trying to figure out who I am. So, yeah, the easiest thing to do is to go volunteer somewhere, and that'll put you in the mindset if that's something you want to do. So, you said you had siblings, Serenity.
Yes.
How many siblings do you have?
I don't want to count them out on camera. 'Cause
Okay.
That's embarrassing.
Okay. I said, well, you got your little sister in
I was
the.
gonna say I got a younger sister named Skylar who's 3. I got a younger brother named Xavier who's 10. I got he bigger than me, like by a foot. But I got a younger stepbrother who's 14, about to be 15 this next month. I got an older stepbrother who 17, and my oldest brother is 22.
So that makes sense when what you said earlier. You have to set the example for your younger siblings because, as you know, I've learned that with kids and youth, they pretty much don't listen to what you say. More so, what you do. So I have to be mindful of that when I'm with my son. I can tell him all day, clean up, clean up, clean up, and he'll look at me like, yeah, right. So I noticed until I start doing stuff, then he'll follow suit. So I learned that, so remember that. What about you, Jeff? You have siblings?
I do not. I'm blessed to be an only
Oh.
child. Yeah. I'm all right. I'm
How's that
doing
working
pretty,
out for you?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I mean, there's more because my parents are focused on me.
Good.
So my mom's only focused on me right now. And
Oh, how cute.
yeah, but at the same time, it's like you gotta weigh your pros and cons.
Okay.
And so she's been helping me out with a lot. You know, she's got a financial background, so she helps me out.
Awesome.
You know, with taxes. I'm finally doing those. Finally going into adulthood. So
Good for you.
yeah.
So you don't have much of a social life, it seems, with you in college and with the part-time job and all these other things, extracurricular things that you got going on.
So, back in high school, I had my foot in every sandbox. That's what I always tell everybody. I did a lot as far as like what we call DNC, which is drill and ceremony. So kind of like marching around looking like robots and stick figures. That was mainly my profession in high school at the time. So through that, I was also doing recruiting. Yeah, so there was not too much social activities involved, more or less, like with the exception of recruiting, where I get to talk to 8th graders, get their opinion whether or not they want to come to my school, how they like it so far, you know, because they see the word military, and then they kind of just back out of it. They just walk away from my table, yeah.
You think?
Yeah. Parents too.
Yeah, because, I mean, although being in the military, I mean, they give you guys a stipend, and, you know, but at the end of the day, it's kind of, it could be heartbreaking to see your kid going off to God knows where, and you don't know if they're going to come back home. And
Yeah, that's true. But our school, so there's some of the biggest misconceptions that I've had while recruiting were, you know, if you come to our school, you have to go into the military, or if you come to our school, you will, besides from being forced into the military, it's a reform school, which is not true. So parents sometimes see it as like my child is screwing up in elementary school, so let's send him to a military academy, which is not the case.
maybe you can recruit Serenity. She indecisive.
I didn't say that.
She indecisive, so maybe you could get on board and have her go. She says she don't like people, so
Yeah.
you get to play with cannons and
Oh,
weapons, and there you go. I'm joking. I promise I'm joking.
But what we got here in Chicago, I don't know if you know, we actually have the largest JROTC population within the United States. So in the entirety of the United States, all the cadets that are in high school right now that go to the Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps, which is JROTC for short, it's just a program taking a military science class, and they wear the uniform, and they do all various different activities. Chicago has the largest population with over 10,000 students.
Didn't know that.
And we actually, statistically speaking, from earlier, the retention rate, meaning the students going into JROTC, compared to students who aren't in JROTC, actually have a better rate of attending college and going through with college. So the retention rate in college is significantly higher than a regular student in a regular high school. So we definitely have that going for us. So I like to take that as pride upon my shoulders and accomplishment for me. So.
I got another one. Serenity, do you like computers? CSI computer stuff. And the reason I said that is because a lot of computer geeks are introverted people. So they sit behind a computer screen and
All
they
day.
tune everybody out.
Oh.
But you make a lot of money. I tapped into that, but then I realized I wanted to be sociable. I wanted to get out and meet people. And then when I did that, I started meeting these. So.
I don't like computers, but I like children.
Oh,
I
okay.
take child development. That's
Oh, really? Good for you.
And we get
Nice.
preschoolers all year round.
It takes a special person to deal with little children.
Takes
don't have
patience.
I know I don't have the patience. My son is 12, and I'm like, please, son, sit
Yeah.
down right here. So I can only imagine, 3, 5, 6, how toddlers, little bitty babies. See, right, because they all over the place.
Yeah.
And, they just want to run and cry, and
Oh, yeah.
they can't talk. You don't know what they saying. So, yeah, that's what you want to do, good for you. I tilt my hat to that. Because that could be, you got to have a lot of patience. So, be ready.
My sister been helping.
So you can't wear your good clothes there, of course, right?
That bad. I had to clean somebody's child.
See, you think? You think?
Bad.
They wasting stuff and cleaning Pampers and
Throwing everything everywhere.
right. See,
Oh yeah.
And she got us making them clean up after they self, after they lunch. That is not.
Ooh,
That don't work. They don't want to clean up.
it's like a tornado.
Yeah, they
Oh, yeah.
throw Cheetos and waste grape juice. And oh my god.
and it's all unintentional because they close.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
Well, like some of them, like some of the older kids be like, I don't want to clean it up. I'm not gonna clean it up. Can you do it, please? They be like, please, can you just do it?
and then here you come. Sure, I'll do it.
Or if I be like, no, you gotta do it. They be like, why? Why you can't do it? I ask nicely though.
Wow, child development. So you're taking that at Morton?
I'm about to go into my second year of it.
What type of classes does that entail? Wait, let me ask you, do you have to take any math? I hate math. You have to take any
Ooh.
math? See, that ain't for me then.
Math? No, in child development.
Yeah.
It's like you come in, she teach you like how to look. Right now, we
So
doing
the
like,
so the classes is what? I guess what? Educational classes? What?
yeah.
Okay.
The first 6 weeks is like how kids develop feelings, emotions, stuff like that. How to deal with them, and the rest of the school year is dealing with real preschoolers.
So that sounds like some psychology somewhere mixed in there eventually,
Yeah.
because you gotta be able
Yeah,
to.
and the little
Social
program
work.
I did on school was like they feel
Yeah,
like
social
I should do better with like kids with disabilities.
Why is
I
that?
think I don't know. It was like a test
Okay.
where like they had all the sophomores and freshmen take to see like what they think we should start looking into. And everything that came up for me was like working with kids of all ages, like kids with disabilities and younger kids.
That's interesting because I would think that kids with disabilities require more attention than
Yeah.
smaller kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like a variety of jobs. It was like daycare teachers, preschool teachers, or like physically like working, helping kids learn to walk, help kids with like who needs like speech problems, stuff like that, help like that.
So I say, whatever it is, have a passion for it because it sucks to go to school, get a degree, and then you stuck with that degree. And
Not use it.
Yeah, and at the end you realize that's not something that you want to do anymore.
Yeah.
For me, I'm all over the place. I like people. I just realized that. I mean, I'm introverted, introverted, and I guess extroverted at the same time. But I think I like people now. Only because I can pick and choose the people that I want to deal with. And so for me, it's about energy. Everything is about energy. So if the energy is good, I'm good. If the energy is not good, I don't want to be there. So I guess that's the good part about
It's a
it.
good vibe.
And so, yeah, that makes sense. So, Mister, what made you want to get into political science?
Oh, man, I always like debating with people.
Really?
I think ever since I came up, I used to.
You don't seem like a debatable type of
Really?
person. You don't.
No, ever since I came in through like elementary school, just going up through the levels in elementary school, I happened to have some interesting debates with my teachers. Sometimes I'd be like, hey, why are we supposed to be doing this when we could be doing this?
Oh,
It's
you
more
one of them?
efficient. Yeah,
God.
bring up those questions when you shouldn't.
Everyone
But
else is
yeah.
like, would you be quiet? I'm trying to leave.
Yeah, I keep the class over. But no, I mean it's a good profession to go into also. It's a good major to go into that has a profession for you in the end because you can go into anything from being a politician of course to doing a city job, city planning, whatnot, city works, anything that has to do with how society runs or how the community is. If you want to change the community, if you want to change the city, all ties into political science. So it's a rather interesting field to get into, especially for me.
So, Jeff, I met you through one of my policeman friends. So, can you tell us what it is that you do with that organization?
Absolutely. So my real passion is to fly. So I have a fond
Say fly?
appreciation of aviation. So I've always wanted to, and still to this day, want to get a career in flying. I always lived next to Midway Airport, so I just happen to see, tin cans floating in the sky. They're flying, carrying hundreds of people. So I figured I could be that person flying one day.
And you necessarily don't even need schooling for that. I work for a company, and a lot of times I'm often sent to this little private I don't know, base or whatever, and they got all these cool planes, and
Oh,
of
yeah.
course I go in. And so it's just basically, you go and take some classes, and there you go, you get up there and fly.
You get your pilot's license, and then you're going right up. It's just a couple of classes, and then there's different variations of it. But going back to Miss King, who I want to give a shout out to, she's like my second mom.
Oh,
But,
that's so nice.
Yeah, she works in CAPS with the 9th District, so she has been involved with me as far as outreaching, helping the community, coming to these events. One of the many things I did in school was color guard, or honor guard, as some people call it. So I was one of the flag bearers, and she would call upon our color guard from our school to come and do the colors for different events all throughout Chicago. One of the most memorable ones were the St. Jude's Parade, honoring the fallen police officers. And then different events for like night out
So right now
with
I'm
the
trying to give you
police.
some ideas. You can be a,
Think tank.
what do you say, color guard.
Yeah.
I'm throwing them out there at you. Something on brand.
Take one.
Color guard.
But it's like without Miss King, I think I could have never gotten to where I am, to be honest with you, because
Probably
she's
over
helped
there
out a lot. She, service learning. She's giving me them service learning project hours. Helping me through school.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, everything. So I came a long way with her help. But CPD as well. They've really. I went to a gala or a dinner to show appreciation for youth that's done great things in their community. And Miss King graciously invited me to that as well, along with some of my friends. Yep. And it was a very interesting event to go to, because I've never seen something to kind of allow youth representation to blossom. So it was a really cool thing to participate in and be involved with. But apart from that, she, Miss King specifically, and the Chicago Police Department, within the 9th District as well, has helped me a lot. With my own personal gains, where I am today, they definitely helped out with that a lot.
Oh, that's so nice. Shout out to Miss King for
Oh,
being
yeah.
a pillar in this individual's
Absolutely.
life. Oh, I'm just happy to have met you. Such a nice lady she is.
She is, yeah.
So, my passion is youth. As you guys can see, it says Heavenly Cynt Youth. So, I have a non-for-profit organization, and I just have a heart for youth. I mean, I think that the youth are our future, and so often people be like, oh, kids are bad, this. Just like anybody else, youth or kids or whomever just need attention and guidance. And I think once you get into their space and allow them to trust you, I think that you will be able to see the limits of them. A lot of times we're boxed in until someone comes in and take us out of that box and show us different things, and then from that you see different sprouts. And so I've always had a passion for youth. I remember at the church many years ago, I was over the youth program, and it was so amazing. I had kids from as young as 5 all the way up to 15. It was to the point where I couldn't maintain them. And so I told the pastor, I'm like, it's overwhelming. Of course, nobody in the church wanted to be bothered with the youth. And so when we had to split, the kids stopped coming. And I'm like, oh, man, what am I going to do? Because, it's different when you're working with, they didn't want to sit in front and do a Sunday school lesson because it's reading a book. And so, mine was engaging. We had fun. And so... I guess it was just divine connection, because Serenity, I didn't know that you were involved with smaller kids and youth. And then you, Jeff, I didn't know that you were in the loop as well. So it all worked for the good.
Oh, yeah.
So without that being said, we're winding down. So Serenity, I'm going to let you go first. Is there someone you want to shout out or say thank you to?
My mama, my stepdaddy, and my big brother, and my grandma.
Oh,
and my cousin KK for always pushing me to go forward.
oh.
Shout out to my mom, the 9th District Police Station, especially Miss King. Thank you so much. My alma mater, Phoenix Military Academy, and that's really it.
I want to thank Can TV for giving me the platform, for my mom, Granny, of course, that are tuning in, and my small circle. I don't want to omit any names, but they definitely know who they are. So thank you guys for tuning in to Heavenly Cynt People. Until next week, we will see you guys.